Welcome back to the range. Here we will discuss the NBA. Allen Iverson, mulling retirement. JB.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be the time for Allen Iverson to, quote unquote, decidedly hang it up. I mean, he is playing for the Grizzlies. I mean, I wouldn't want to play for him myself. I mean, I think Allen Iverson, he has a hard time learning that he's not going to be the man out in Memphis because, I mean, Rudy Gay's out there, and then they also have a nice young guard than Conley. So, I mean, if Iverson's not the man, and in his mindset, then he doesn't want to play. So, if he wants to mull retirement, I think he might regret this. I think he just wants to play for a quality team that's a title contender.
I mean, I have to agree with JB. But on the other side note here, his career's been over since he went to Denver. I mean, when he went to Denver, realized he wasn't the man, he started getting upset, and Carmelo Anthony's taking over, and then of course they had Kenyon Martin come and all this stuff. All of a sudden, he's not the man anymore, and so everybody says, "Okay, well, we'll get rid of you for Chauncey Billups, send you to Detroit." Even a rookie head coach puts you on the bench. You terrible then. You should just hang it up. So I mean, then you go to somebody called the Grizzlies. Really? To revive your career? That never works out. Decidedly hang him up, it means you're about to be forced to hang him up.
I just feel that Iverson, he's just in a bad spot right now because if he's trying to go to a championship team, all the championship teams are pretty much in place. They're set. I mean, so if he goes to any of them, he's going to set the bench regardless. If he goes to a somewhat subpar to bad team, they're all rebuilding right now, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to rebuild around a veteran guy. I mean, Iverson is one of the greatest players, but it just looks like his time has come and gone.
Just to add to what JB was saying, they also have O.J. Mayo and Zach Randolph, and there's just not enough basketballs to go around there. And he's really difficult with his style of play to really mesh with, I guess you could say, because he's only productive if he has the ball in his hands, and he's like that combo guard. He's too small to be a true two, and he's too
he's not
shooty.
He's not really physical enough to be a point guard. I mean, because obviously he obviously does have the quicks and he does have the handles, but he doesn't pass the ball as well.
Exactly.
He's not a great passer.
So I think it's pretty much there's no other option really at this point.
And another thing, I picked the Orlando Magic to go to the Eastern, to represent the East in the NBA championship. And what I saw this past week was terrible. They got blew out by the Thunder.
By who?
Thunder.
Dang.
Although Thunder do have a great up-and-coming player in Durant, but yet
That man's here.
you know what I mean.
That man's here.
Jeff Green is
blown
also
out. They got blown out.
Yeah.
They weren't the only team that suffered a L this past week, and so did Denver. Denver did get a pretty good whooping. But
Yes, sir.
and
Boston.
I did pick the Spurs in the West. They are struggling. They are only 2-3, but they will come around. They will come around. LeBron had a great game against the Knicks, which pretty much who doesn't at Madison Square Garden, but he did have a great game. I mean, Shaq is a little slow still, but they're coming around. Ilgauskas had a pretty good game. The Cavs are looking pretty good. I'm still staying with my Magic. Boston still undefeated, so that's looking pretty good. I mean, Boston. I'm sorry. Boston lost, but they're still looking pretty good. But Orlando will win.
Yeah, those three, Boston, Cleveland, and Orlando. Those are the three title. Those are the three legit title contenders in the league right now. I mean, LeBron having a big night in Madison Square Garden. I mean, he's right behind Michael Jordan for a visitor in like points per game. He averages just over 30 points a game. So, could it be a potential new home for LeBron come 2010?
No, I don't think so.
One can only hope.
Yeah,
one can only hope. But yeah, Boston suffered their first loss to the Suns. I mean, that was a high-scoring game. I mean, they unfortunately played the Suns game, and the Suns game is up-tempo, up the court. And Jason Richardson torched them all night long.
Let's also remember, Steve Nash is like he's young all over again. Maybe it's the haircut. Maybe he just grew. He grew his hair out a little bit more, but cut a little. From when it was in 2006 when he had the long hair and whatnot. But he's back to what he was in his MVP days. And Amari Stoudemire after eye surgery, dangerous.
Yeah, Nash leads the league in assists, and I like what the Celtics are doing. Number 1 in defensive field goal percentage, number 4 in offensive field goal percentage.
Yeah.
So that's a little better than they were back when they won the title, and number 1 in point differential. So I like what they're working with there in Boston.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe that up tempo game that they allowed to the Suns kind of accumulates what they did to like the Bobcats and all that, allowing under 80 points. So I mean,
Yeah, not under 60 points.
Yeah,
to the Bobcats.
yeah, under 60. I forgot. So I mean, it's you're kind of sitting there going to yourself, this team could be for real, but you get one minor slip up, and I call that a minor slip up because they did try to play up to the Suns game.
On the other side of things, there's 2 teams experiencing futility. That's the Timberwolves, who have lost 6 straight, and the Nets, who have not won a game all year, 0-7.
Which the Nets I could see. I mean, I don't care what they said about bringing in Courtney
okay.
Lee.
They're going on the.
Devin Harris. I mean, they
Oh,
still have.
I mean,
a decent
Devin
team.
Harris, he needs more. He needs more
But
help.
yeah.
Because him and
Whether they want
Robin
one or
Lopez.
two.
Brooke Lopez. And Brooke Lopez, I mean, albeit he was a great center at Stanford. But this is the NBA. I mean,
That's true.
like he's
Totally
getting
different
he's getting
Yeah.
dominated by the grown men
Yeah.
in the paint.
What did you all think about Kobe Bryant training with Hakeem Olajuwon?
Whew, as a Rockets fan, you hate to see a Rocket helping out a Laker. That's one thing you hate. But at the same time, Hakeem Olajuwon's been out the game for almost 10 years now. So, I mean, you kind of got him, he can help whoever he wants to help. And for a guy named, with Kobe Bryant of his stature, that kind of shows Kobe felt like he needed to learn something else to his game. And that kind of brings him down to a human level, knowing that he has to do something a little bit more. Because everybody else is starting to figure out those moves he did before. But this whole, new dream shake thing that he's got going, it's dangerous. It worked for Hakeem. It's definitely going to work for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, right now, and since Kobe did learn the dream shake, I mean, he's also learned how to pass the ball too. So, I mean, when he first got into the league, I mean, he had a hard time doing that. And recently, he just passed Allen Iverson, who was mulling retirement. He just passed Allen Iverson in career points. So, with that, Kobe Bryant, he is the leader of the Lakers right now because, I mean, he's working with a bunch of young guns right behind him. So him and Derek Fisher. So Lakers
I tell you what,
Lakers are going to be a tough team.
It
this
won't
year.
take him. He won't have a lot of 40-point games this year because he has a team around him to kind of get a lot of W's.
As long as Luke Walton.
Once Ron Artest starts to gel with the team, the Lakers will be dangerous.
Absolutely, but anytime Hakeem speaks, most people will listen. One of the
Oh,
greatest
yeah.
of all time, and as a Rockets fan, that's hard to see. But Kobe adding another move to his arsenal is just, that's just.
It's almost not fair.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it really it
It's
is.
almost like he should give away some of his other moves,
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said, it makes it seem like he reached out to Hakeem to get a new move, and Hakeem, being the great man that he is, decided, okay, man, I'll help you out. And so, as a Rockets fan, you hate to see a Rocket helping out a Laker, but in this situation, I'll let it go only because it's Hakeem Olajuwon.
JB, what is your NBA Finals matchup?
My NBA Finals matchup is it's going to be the Lakers versus a surprise pick. I'm going with the Boston Celtics. Kevin Garnett is back healthy again, and with Rondo actually playing like a $55 million point guard, Rondo is one of the most underrated point guards in the league, and he's playing like an All NBA first teamer. So, I mean, I gotta give it to Boston, man. The big three plus Rondo. And then they have a nice bench, and they also have a great defense. So I'm going with Boston and the Lakers for the NBA Finals.
And there's nothing like adding Rasheed Wallace to the team.
Help spread the floor. Terrific defender, too.
JB, who wins your matchup?
Boston Celtics in 6 games, if that.
If that.
Up next, we will have the Lumberjack Corner. The Lumberjacks you see right before you, experiencing their final home SFA game. Stay tuned to the range.